God, I knew that was gonna be the first question. Stop having them.
And I'm like, girl, I'm like a volcano down there. What are you talking about?
My period, and anyone else's period, is the bane of everyone's existence. Guys and girls. You can't get it in, and that's kind of all that matters at this point.
Is it like a cat scratch up your vagina? I had that American Girl book that like told you how to put a tampon in, and it had like the cartoon like drawings of it, and I remember I was 12 years old when I got it. My grandma gave it to me for Christmas, and like the first page I opened up is this cartoon thing like just sticking it up there, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like I was so freaked out. I was like, Mom, what is she doing? Because we hadn't had that class yet about how to put anything up yourself.
I'm like the oldest girl, so everyone like freaked out. So my dad like came home from work, and there's like 7 of my aunts like in a room with me like at the kitchen table. We're like having this like woman talk, and like my dad walks in, they're like, she's bleeding from the vagina, it's a woman.
I'll be like, Dad, can I have some money for some tampons? And he goes, well, there's a forest out back. Go make your own. I'm like, no. Like, it's just a scary thought. I could get a sliver or something. Like, I already have enough blood coming out. I don't need a sliver.
I don't know what it is, but I always have the weirdest dreams when I'm about to start my period, but I never realize that that's what's happening. So I'm like asleep, and then I wake up and I realize that I just had like this really freaky dream, and I'm like, wow, that's like really messed up. What's happening?
But they allow us to eat chocolate, and we can just blame it on the baby box, so it works out just fine. So if we're all moody and bitchy, we can just say, whatever.
I'm the person who sits at home with like a heating pad wrapped around my body, and then I'm just like,
Cramping. You see, everything that's edible, it's in your mouth in about 5 seconds. What can you say?
You either eat everything or you eat nothing, but nothing actually tastes that good, and then you can just smell everything.
I rage against the ice cream. Just eat all the ice cream and the chocolate, and I'm pretty like super bitchy. The week before I had my period, I'm a straight up bitch. I think I'm perfectly fine, but if you probably ask like my parents and my brother, I'm probably a total bitch, but I don't know.
If you guys get mad, right, we know that there's something up with you, so it's gonna be like, period.
My experience is they're crazy all around, so, I mean, my personal endeavors haven't really waned worse or any better on that time of the month. I mean, I've always dealt with bitches just full around, so they've always been pretty much dicks no matter what, or lack of.
My brother hates it because his girlfriend gets all moody and then I get all moody. He doesn't think it's fair that girls can just be moody and blame it on it. And I said, suck it up.
I'm just like, please, just rub my back and kiss my belly.
Anybody who says that they're all unicorns and rainbows, F them.
I'm keeled over on the floor, like rolling around, just crying, and it's so depressing. I'm sure like there should be like a PSA about it, like donate money to the Natalie on her period fund with like heartwarming images of me as a child.
Last weekend, it cock-blocked me hardcore. I was on it for 2 weeks, and I was like, oh yeah, I just got off my period, and I'm like, oh, love interest, come here. And then I just had like an explosion in my pants. And it was such a turn off. I was so disappointed. I'm like, this guy's never gonna wanna fucking talk to me ever again.
Like make me feel better about it, I like think of like celebrities that have periods. So I'm like, Michelle Obama has periods. She can still do it. Obama cares.
She's like, oh, can I have a tampon? I was like, dude, I have a pad. Like, is that good enough for you? She's like, no, I only use tampons. I'm like, dang, the loyalty to tampons. Whatevs. I mean, I have my loyalties too. I'll go for the always affinity. Won't buy anything else, but still, it's whatever. It's mostly because I have coupons for them.
I was so terrified of like wearing a tampon that my first day of swim practice when I was in high school, I had my period and I couldn't wear a pad, but I did anyway. And so like, you know how those like absorbent pads have like the beads in them? I didn't know that. So we're swimming and all these people are like, what's this floating on the water? And immediately I got out of the pool and just like went home.
Yeah, I do tend to wear more sweatpants just because it's so much easier to wear sweatpants during all that. You do this and it's like in your pants.
When, like, throughout your life, you lose the same amount of blood as like 9 adults have in their body throughout your life when you like having your period. 9 people's blood comes out of your vagina. So that's really scary.
Oh, my friend, like, we were at dinner the other day and like she was talking about her period because she was like, I'm not gonna eat any vegetables because it's lady time.
Got the dot, like I'm on the dot. Got Aunt Flo. Got time of the month, of course. Woman Week. Shark Week, I think. I'm not honestly sure what the kids call it these days.
My anti-flow. I remember someone said that when I was in middle school and like everyone's like, oh, my anti-flow came to town. I was like, I bet it's someone to have a name of Flo.
I'm personally a fan of the fucking Kraken because it looks like a Kraken. It's just like this big pit of despair and awful. It's just like, I'm like, put that away.
There's not much to sugarcoat. It's a pretty metal experience. Pretty hardcore.
Like, I don't want to know about blood flowing out of your vaginas. Vaginas are gross. Like, it doesn't matter what you call it. Vagina is gross.
Come on, it's a self-cleaning genital. How can you really get that mad at the fact that it's doing its business? I mean, at least it doesn't, like, you know, isn't begging to be scrubbed. It kind of does half the work itself. Can't be too mad. Come on.
But the one great advantage is boys. They stay far away from you. That's just great, especially those one boys that are just all over you and you're just like, no, just go away.
Stay the hell away. That's the best advice. I try to work around it, give them some patience, and let them deal it out. It's gonna be over in a few days.
My period is pretty normal other than the fact that it's long all the time and disastrous. And it makes me want to cry a lot.
I don't have them, that's the best part.
Keep what's happening with your bearded clam to yourself. Ain't nobody got time to listen to that shit.
Veronica, the best moment in freshman year was probably my 19th birthday party. We threw a highlighter, like, stoplight party. You know, like green if you're single, red if you're whatever, but it ended up just being like a white, black like party with like Sharpie markers and shit. And my good friend Al like was on the verge of alcohol poisoning, and he ended up smoking his head on the toilet and yelled "bazoom" for some reason. It was like his like mating call or some shit. And the whole time I'm straddling Al, trying to bounce him over the toilet. He's trying to hit on Patty, our designated driver friend. The worst moment was at the same party, or at Halloween before that, we threw just as big of a party, and we got robbed by 3 really big guys. We made like $300 on a kegger, and we lost like 150 bucks of it. So, worst moment freshman year, right there. Oh, and stalker girl. Stalker that year. That's pretty scary. Lock your doors. Lock your doors. I know you're in the UP, but fucking weird women can wander in whenever they want.
My opinion on them is everyone does it. I don't give a shit. If you get too personal with it, cry a river, then build a bridge and get over it.
Guy you've only known for an hour and only danced the time warp with asks you to try out his pink fuzzy handcuffs with him later that night. Hashtag nope.